Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Cole.
Welcome to our home. Today, we want to talk to you guys about rare pins and how you guys can spot them while you're in the park. So first off, today we want to talk about limited edition pins. Limited edition pins are pins that are only printed a certain number of quantity. Take for instance, I bought these on a recent visit. There are only 2,000 of this particular set made. And so that's was put out due to the Up series.
It's our 10th anniversary.
That's exactly right. And this is also part of the Up 10th anniversary. This is limited edition of 500. There were only 500 of these ever made, and I was able to be there and buy one. I could have bought several actually, but I didn't because they were expensive. Take for instance this flower and garden pin. This is a limited edition of 4,000, and it was only $17.99. So to get a limited edition pin doesn't mean you got to spend a fortune, but it's also not as low of a number. Even beyond that, see this pin right here? This is a limited edition of 200. That's the lowest limited edition I own. Did you know that? I have two of them. I have this one, and then I have this one. This is Hawaii. These came in a set right here. There's a mystery set of the American Adventure. This is the map that goes along with it. It's all 50 states. And then each state, I believe each state has a chaser. And a chaser pin is a rare pin, meaning they printed less of them. Chaser pins are in some mystery sets like this, but they're mainly in hidden Mickey sets, like most of these on the wall. And so a chaser pin in a hidden Mickey set is usually the solid chrome looking pins. And so those are also a little more rare oftentimes than some of the others. For instance, I have a set of pins here that I collected right here. I have all 7 of these dwarves with the pickaxes and the shovels. But what I don't have is the chaser. I didn't even know it existed until recently. But there's a chaser pin to it. I've never seen it. So that's a rare pin. Some chasers not as rare, but a lot of times they are. So limited editions are rare. They're usually worth more money, harder to find, that sort of thing. And so if you're able to pick those up, pick them up, hang on to them if you like them, trade them for something better to an individual. Another thing that's rare is a
DVC exclusive pin or pin set.
Yeah, not just DVC, but what else?
There's also pass holders or Disney Visa card, what is it, members or what?
DVC, Disney Visa card holders can buy certain pins, pass holders, and then cast members.
Yeah.
And they call those cast members exclusives.
Or
they used to call them cast member lanyard series.
Yeah.
And so only cast members had the option to have those.
But the only way you can get them is, for this example, this is the DVC set. You can only get it if you are a DVC member.
That's right.
Or let's say this was a pass holder set. You can only get it if you're a pass holder.
That's right. And so that's the way you buy those. So those are a little more rare to find traded. This was in the American Adventure series. This is where I was going with saying that a while ago. This is a limited 200. This was a chaser pin. They're kind of rare in that series. The series came with limited release pins, meaning they were only going to be released for so much time, and then they weren't going to make them anymore.
Yeah.
And this limited release here happened to have been one that I picked up in a box with one of these others right here. Only it's not a chaser, and I already have one, so this is an extra for me. But a limited release, just like I said, is a time frame issue, and that makes them more rare as well. Not quite as rare as the limited editions, but more rare nonetheless.
Yeah.
And then the other rarity would be, for instance, this is a series that's kind of new. I don't know what the series is called, but it has an artist signature on the back. And I think it's considered an artist signature series, but these are also a little more rare. You don't find them as often in the park traded. Allison was able to trade for this one on a recent visit. Also, hidden Mickeys aren't rare, but if you're collecting a set of hidden Mickeys, the older the hidden Mickeys, the more rare they are.
Yeah.
There are some exceptions. I don't have the series on here. Cole has most of it in his room, but it's the ones with the stick figures, like the man, the woman, the children, the chicken, and then they have a pig. That pig is worth like $80. It looks like it wouldn't be worth anything, but it's worth like $80.
Because it's super duper rare.
It is super
It's like
duper rare.
the completer, which is another form of a rare pen.
Cole, for one time, had the series of Donald Duck where he's riding all the rides, and Cole had the Splash Mountain Donald Duck, and he didn't realize that it was super rare because it was our first couple times going, and he traded it off for me a pen to make it even worse, and he traded it for a rack pen. He just didn't know, and he regrets it to this day because that pen's like $45 online, and he hasn't ever found it since. And so one day he'll find it and he'll get his set back together. But until then, he has that constant reminder that some pens truly are more rare than other pens, and that happens to be one of those pens. And so that's kind of the idea behind rare pens. And if you can think of anything we didn't say about rare pens, or how you maybe spot rare pens, put that in the comments down below. And until next time, from our house to yours.